Mm, 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 mm. And I'm sitting here, and it okay, but the two don't make sense. What up? 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 I'm sitting here thinking to myself, and something ain't right. Something is not right. Something is not right. Okay, hey, for the five people in the bushes right now, can y'all come out and say what's up or something like that? This is serious. This is like serious. Um, and can anyone please tell me about this lady being sentenced right here, Maxwell. I can't even say her damn name. It's Ghislaine, Ghislaine Maxwell. Um, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and that is a very horrific. That should have been like, it was said that that was one of the biggest trials of the century, and the news media barely even covered it. I mean, this is crazy. And they was on the Virgin Islands. I'm taking down small notes as I'm watching this. They had that. I mean, they were sex trafficking young girls for years, years, and she only get 20 years. She only gets 20 years. Jeffrey Epstein goes to prison and dies. Allegedly, he committed suicide. Make that okay. So when the government asked for the people that was all the people that was involved in this scam, um, in this scandal, in this whole big everybody that was involved, apparently it was a very powerful ass people, because after that was asked, then it was nothing. It was just, I mean, maybe I'm missing something. It was then it was the sentencing. Can anybody make sense of this? Because with this R. Kelly case, we knew the lawyers, we knew the witnesses, we knew the parents, we knew the people that, I mean, can anybody make sense that, and trust me, I am truly, you if you know me, I am truly not an R. Kelly supporter. I am not. He got 30 years and everything else. I really thought he was gonna get more. But according to this right here, in my eyes, we looking at damn near 1,000 years that this. I mean, this was years of, and they had their own island. Years of this Maxwell lady and Epstein doing this. Years of recruiting young girls. The biggest story of the century, and it was barely even covered. Can anybody make sense of that? That was just heavy on my mind. I mean, can anybody make sense of that? Anybody? Hello, hello, please, you out here now? Come on, talk to me. I mean, can anybody make sense of this? Because to show you how minute her story was out here, I can't even say the damn lady's name correctly. I just got to go by Maxwell. Hey, Rocky, what's up? Thank you for coming out, baby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm, and according to some of the bloggers and everything else about this story, they was hiding their faces and one reporter sat back and refused to even mention any of the names. He was like, I may be killed. And I'm like, damn, how deep is this? Hold on. Where you at? Let me see this. Hey, how riding in the bushes. Working in reality, we have to realize that someone has the black book with the high power officials. Yep, I agree. Names in it. Okay, well, we understand that, Rockin'. I know you listen and everything else, but shit, I'm sweating. It just amazes me that I can sit back and talk about these people that I've never met, as far as like, you know, some of the victims, Tiffany Hawkins, Javante, Geronda Pays, all these victims and everything else, but I can't even sit back and tell you one name of these victims that came out and everything else with Epstein. Couldn't even tell you who their lawyers were. It just baffles me how the white people, you know, I just this is all about black people once again. You have a right to agree or disagree and everything else, but this is about black people completely destroying each other, tearing each other down. You know what I'm saying? And 20 years, and we talking about these people had their own fucking island. In the deposition, I was just watching and everything else with Epstein, that they asked him questions as far as like, you know, have you ever prostituted a minor? He said, I'm going to have to invoke my Fifth Amendment rights. He said, have you ever taken a minor to your island, Virgin Island? Once again, it's the same answer. I'm going to have to invoke my Fifth Amendment rights. They kept asking about these minors and everything else, and his entire answers was about just invoking his Fifth Amendment. Does that, I mean, who the fuck did he know that had this man? You know, did he? Hey, I'm just doing a small documentary on it. I don't know nothing. I'm just, you know, I'm watching it. As people of color, we have to do better. I agree, and that deserves to be on the board. As people of color, we need to do better, seriously, because the young black man that they sat back and shot over 90 times and everything else, and they now showing you the video of the officer that was in pursuit of him. They showing the video of the firework. The firework, you can hear the firework right there. And as soon as he heard the fireworks, he said shot fires coming from the vehicle. And that's when they came to him and you know, did what they did and shot him up in the whole nine. But you had Robert Cremo, 22 years old, at the Highland Park shooting. This man sat back and killed 6 people. Well, actually, the number went up because the 7th person died. Multiple people injured without a scratch. Came to him with gunpoint and everything else. No scratch, no shots, no nothing. Wake up, people. Wake up. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. This is sad that I continuously have to say this and everything else. I don't want to break anybody. True, I may make fun and have jokes and everything else, but see, when you're talking positive and everything, you know, people don't want to hear that. But if you sit back and you dogging a person out, bringing a person down in the whole nine, oh, you got a room full of people, especially of your own race. It's not worth it. It's crazy. I'm just saying that, isn't it funny that the news media sat back and did, you know, all this coverage on R. Kelly and did very little on this Maxwell lady. Very little. Even Epstein's death wasn't the major topic of him dying in prison and anything else. Yeah, you heard boom, 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 a little bit about it, and that was it. That was it. They still sitting back. Now what you call them, you seeing on TikTok, they said you ain't seen nothing, one or two clips on this lady Maxwell, making fun of her and everything else, or telling the horror story. But I've seen so far a whole bunch of black people now doing making fun of dude while he in prison and everything else. I'm like, damn, I can't once again. And I'm far from ignorant as far as, like, I mean, Ghislaine, is it Ghislaine? I can't even say that's how like I said, small they have covered the story on this lady, and they sat back and said this is one of the biggest stories of the century. Can y'all make sense of that? Man, I'm telling you right now, I refuse to sit back. Not unless, you know, some fuck shit happened and everything else towards me and everything else, but I refuse. I mean, this is crazy, man. I'm watching how all the attacks on each other. All the attacks on each other and everything else, you know what I'm saying? For those of you who just came in, you know, welcome. Please come out and say something and everything else. Like I said, this is crazy. And a lot of us is just tunnel vision on destroying each other. Tunnel vision on destroying each other. Once again, this Maxwell lady and everything else, they saying for decades. She was recruiting the girls. Hey, what's going on? 100, baby. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Hey, Kim, what's going on? Thank you. Come on in. Welcome. This is like a very serious topic and everything else that I sat back and I'm looking like, and I seen it. It was almost like a motion movie that this reporter sat back and said, this is, with this Maxwell lady, this is one of the biggest stories and trial of the century. And yet it was very little, very little coverage on it. The government asked for all the people that was involved in this scandal. Did she give it to them? Okay, thank you. 100. It's who tear each other down. Yes, I agree, Kim. I agree, but we keep we keep. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And let me. I'm getting a little excited in the whole nine, but let me. Hey, April, what's going on, Queen? How you doing? Welcome. Good morning to you too. You're beautiful. Um, I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? That and Miss April, if you if you just now, if you didn't hear what I'm discussing this morning and everything else, it's gonna be short and quick. But the lady who was sentenced right before R. Kelly, Ghislaine Maxwell, they gave her 20 years. And I'm sitting back and I'm looking at this, I'm watching this story and everything else. I'm watching different pieces of the story, and they're saying that this is the biggest trial. They're talking about her trial, the biggest trial of the century, but yet there was very little coverage, news coverage, social media, and everything on this woman. But yet and still, we as African Americans, we know everything about R. Kelly, all of his lawyers, all of his victims, um, tearing each other down, fighting and everything else, wishing the other person go to jail, doing this and doing that. And Miss April, no disrespect, you understand that I am not. I'm very fair. I am not an R. Kelly supporter, but I just don't get it as far as why are we so destructive to ourselves and so easily we can easily get to that point easily. How many times have you sat back and even in an argument with one another that you done heard a person sit back and say the N word, I'll kill you, man, I'll kill you, man, I'll blow your ass up, I ain't got no blah 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 blah. It's so easy for us to sit back. Have we been taught to hate each other? People was paid. I, I seen a segment ooh, I hate flies on Gazelle that this reporter sat back and said, that this is recorded. A reporter sat back and said, I refuse to even talk about the people that was involved. He said, they may kill me. He said that. He said, they may kill me. I love that. Hold on, let me get this one right here. I love that. I love that. I love that. I mean, it's I mean, I don't know what to say about our people, you know what I'm saying? But this whole Maxwell and Epstein and everything else, I didn't hear about any of the victims being attacked. I didn't hear about anyone posting videos saying they lying and everything else. They went over there to the island and everything else willingly. I didn't hear they knew what they was getting into, and the whole nine. But yet and still over here on our side, I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? The people that's doing commentary, shout out to you, Larry. I love you, brother. Salute to you. And I'm sorry, I forgot to salute everybody who's watching in the whole nine. Salute to everybody, even the people in the bushes. Um, this was years. I mean, actually, they were showing different pictures and everything else, and I seen a couple of people who the entire world know was shaking hands with him and the whole nine, shaking hands and smiling with him. I'm not saying no names. I ain't finna get no eyes aimed my way, but exactly these boxers tossing people names. Yeah, I mean tossing people names, addresses, and the whole nine, man. And I mean, for what? For what? This is crazy. This is super crazy. Can anyone tell me, without looking up, tell me the names of their lawyers, of the lawyers that was involved into this case? Can anyone tell me some of the names of the victims? Can anyone sit back and tell me I mean, hell, I don't even know where she sentenced at. I mean, where they gonna put her, or where they put her? No, Miss April, you don't want that black book. You don't want that black book. That black book will get you killed. That black book will get you killed. You don't want that black book. Hey, to whoever watching, she was just playing in the whole nine. She didn't mean it, but if you don't want that black book. I don't need therapy and opinions. Much of that baggage. I agree, but it's sad that it's just I'm gonna say this. Do I believe that you know Robert Sylvester Kelly is has been railroaded and everything else? Yes, he has. He's been railroaded with overwhelming evidence against him. We knew about all the motions. We knew they. I mean, you even sat back and paid for PACER to get all the new paperwork and everything else on this dude, but nobody was talking about this woman. You didn't even get a chance to talk about Epstein. They quickly got rid of his ass. No, you don't, Miss April. You need to come up. Man, I just thought I'd just go live, man, and sit back, and just somebody is going to hear me. It's going to dawn on somebody. One of these bloggers is going to dawn on them and sit back and say, you know what, he's right. It's going to dawn on them. But I just find it. I mean, I seen Goddess Dawn. She did a live on it and everything else. But she had to add another name and everything, that she was talking about that night. But other than that, man, it was like you know what I'm saying. I mean, I'm quite sure it's. I mean, this is huge. When I say huge, this is huge. This is way much more than This was a big ass organization to be on an island. Can you imagine being on an island? And then one of the girls sat back and said, um, when they say go into Mr. Epstein's room, you had no other choice. You don't want to see him angry. And I'm like, damn. Wait a minute. Hold on, Rocket. I didn't say that. You did. I didn't say that. You did. I didn't say that. Because motherfuckers is coming up dead fucking with that book. People, I'm telling you, if you trying to get that book, um, try to go to that goddamn island. I fuck arrest. They gonna try to shoot your ass. Um, I don't know, man. It's just I mean, it doesn't matter what race you are and everything else. It's something demonic, I believe, that's happening out here. That it's two phases that's being attacked, and I just can't put my finger on it. I'm trying to hey, welcome no way. Uh, Sounds to me like you need to be talking to Debo. Patrice, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, they say a lot of big names and everything else, but what I mean, tell me if I'm right and tell me if I'm wrong. But the African Americans is really, 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 really being attacked. They're focusing on us and the Chinese people, but the main thing that I'm watching, I'm noticing with this sex trafficking is the attack on women. The attack on women, and people is not seeing this. I keep telling y'all to watch y'all surroundings and everything else in the whole nine. People is snatching people up. I mean, and there's no talk about it. Queens, if y'all out there and y'all can hear me and everything else, of course y'all is up in here. Please watch your surroundings. If a motherfucker come up behind you and everything else and tap your car and everything else, a small accident, don't get out screaming and everything else, because that's what they want you to do. It's a new thing that they got out right now. Something where they pretend like they own a business and everything else, and they got a business card, and they try to hand you this business card, and it's some type of solution on that card that soaks into your skin that makes you pass out. They instantly sit back and they follow you. You've been seeing what's been going on with him. Yeah, yeah, and that's a to be honest with you, that's it's pretty fucked up that he's in this position. I'm gonna speak on this shortly, but I really feel as though he's been set up, um, and I'm wondering who, maybe because like I said, I try to stay away from everything. You know what I'm saying? But who was the person that identified his voice and connected it with him when they sat back and said a long time friend? I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Because when they say the setup is real, goddamn it, that setup was real. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And please, I mean, tell other people, what I'm saying. This is on my phone. Wait till I get home and get on the. I'm getting back into that, go live at home and the whole nine. But it's 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 a lot of us that sit back, man, and y'all don't understand that you never know who watching you and everything else you doing. I'm watching these TikTok videos and the whole nine, and these people, these women, these queens and everything else with this beautiful, beautiful smile. They got a beautiful look on their face and everything else, and they got a banging body, and they sitting back and they shaking in the whole nine, and you never know who's watching. So far, since I've been watching TikTok and everything else, I have seen rest in peace to a lot of them people who became stars. I mean I've seen it. The oh fuck, the innocent kid, the dancer, the black dude that was dancing and everything else, young black dude. The young black girl that was killed on her birthday, 16 years old. TikTok had a whole bunch of fans. If y'all don't see it seems like fame and stardom has a price that you have to pay to get it. A lot of these people don't realize that they don't want this problem. They don't want this problem. I love this queen and everything else. I would never, say anything bad about her. But look at Tasha K. Tasha K was just doing commentary on, the star. Everybody know who I'm talking about. And she turned around and sued her and won. So, this is like serious. This is like serious, man. I don't understand what is the next phase that we're about to enter. There is a darker phase that I believe that's approaching. And it's already started with the right to carry a weapon in public. Right now, we as normal people that for those of you that sit back and know about, back in the days and everything else, when you used to get out your car and argue with a person in the whole nine, try that shit now. Some bitch got a right to sit back and he gonna shoot you. And the first thing he gonna say, he or she is going to say, I felt like my life was being threatened. I don't know, people. I care about you. I'm not gonna sit back and hold anything in and everything else. It just amazes me that one of the biggest story of the century, of this entire century, and nobody was talking about it. But yet and still, I can tell you physically, I can tell you verbally, that if R. Kelly gained weight, if R. Kelly is a diabetic, if R. Kelly sat back and has herpes, what jumpsuit did he have on? When he tried to go up the line and go to Dubai, and I can tell you every single detail about this man's situation while he was fighting for his life, but yet and still, I can't give you one single thing on this woman right here. The only thing I know is at the beginning, when they sat back and put her in prison and she was complaining that she was too small, they're going to kill her. One of the guards, it was a warden, sat back and said, she won't make it. A warden said that. And conquer the YouTube space to get money moving. It's Miss April. I can agree as far as I've seen bloggers that came out and spoke ill of R. Kelly and seen that it was no money coming from the people who believed that he was guilty, so he instantly went over to supporting R. Kelly, and it was all you heard. Never did any commentary except free R. Kelly. But hit that cash app, hit that cash app, hit that cash app, hit that. It was all a cash app, a cash app game to them. So it's it's fucked up, but I mean, all of them sat back and said, hit that cash app. All of them. All of them. So, but anyway, back to this. This is more important than everything else because this is an attack on women, period. And they have um no limit on the age, young and old, man. I mean, but it's the kids now. It's the kids, the children. I don't. How can you harm something so beautiful that God has created? Why do you want to do something so bad as far as to kidnap? Right? Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm looking at my nails and everything else. I am at work. But why would you want to sit back and do some harm to a child? Why would you want to do harm to a woman, period? This is, I mean, I just don't get it. God gave us the most beautiful thing on. There is no such thing as an ugly woman. In my eye, there's no such thing as an ugly woman. And I'm not saying that to kiss your butt, but it's, I mean, we at a point right now where I'm listening to these young queens out here, man, and most of them is talking like they're like they're dudes. Like, man, come on. And I hear the dudes talking to the young ones now, talking to the young ladies, like, you know, come on, dude. He calling a woman a dude. Come on, dude. I'm supposed to believe that. Well, I mean, who? They're at a point where they call him, come on, dude. Dude, you really trying to just run that by me? Is you trying to play with my fucking head, bro? And they even get to the point where they getting mad, bro. They talking to a woman. Hey, Queen Keys. Hey, baby, how you doing? Hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm sitting here uplifting all the queens and everything else, and for a woman to sit back and try, like this Maxwell lady right here, and she was pulling these young girls at a very young age. From some of the people that was blacked out, is the reason why they was blacked out. But she was saying, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She actually sat back at the age of 14 and snatched me. Well, not snatched me, but she convinced me to and brought me to a child predator's home. Flew me to the Virgin Islands. Flew me at the age of 14. In the deposition, the prosecutor asked Jeffrey Epstein. He was straight to the point. Have you ever prostituted a minor? He said, I am invoking my Fifth Amendment right. He said, okay, have you ever had sex with a minor? I am invoking, he said once again. I mean, everything was Fifth Amendment. Goddamn it, you can say Fifth Amendment too many goddamn times. Oh. Yeah. But if y'all want to sit back and really get your laugh on, for some of y'all who may what the hell is that popped up? Some of y'all that may sit back and you're bored and you just want to get your laugh on and everything else. And I'm gonna say this on my live. You know, Levi for Kelly, or Kels, Levi for Kels. He is really being a thorn in that man in Houston ass right now. I'm watching all the little community posts, all the shit that he's saying, and he really is getting up under that man in Houston's skin. Because it's something that, and we'll get back on the topic, but it's something that he sat back and said that was true. And I do remember some of the stuff that he was bringing up. I'm not gonna bring it up here, but yes, I am. Yes, I am. With that motherfucker, one day he was saying, excuse me, he was jumping for joy that Debo was in jail. And I guess something dawned on him when they took all of the Debo's devices. That motherfucker came back and said, "Debo, I love you as a brother." I said, "What happened?" Y'all send him some cash. YouTube, I love you. YouTube, I love you. YouTube is the best. This is better than that. Okay, so and what I'm scared of, no, I ain't scared of no Debo. Remember, I had him at my house. But apparently, a lot of people is not. If y'all don't believe that these people, the government and everything else is watching these channels and everything else, y'all crazy. All the way down to the goddamn cash out. Last thing you want right here is a government problem. You don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that. So, but that was kind of like, you know, I hope that was just in a joking manner that you was put that, but he gonna come out of it because we all know exactly what he meant when he was talking about 30 rounds and everything else, and talking about are you conditioned enough and the physical thing. So how that was twisted, that's crazy. But like y'all was saying the whole time, because you was scared. Okay, no way. You going into a different. Scared of what? No way. Scared of what? Debo? Nah, never that. I'm a man before I'm anything. But how did we get? How did we go from talking about uplifting women to this right here? I'm gonna sit back and wait because your words describe who you are. First of all, what you call? I just thought about it. Me and Debo don't have that type of friendship as far as relationship. I don't get it. I don't get it. Me and him have always been cordial to each other and chill. Where did you get that from? This is great because this is like actually passing up time, but that's a distraction. Hold on, people. Let me get back to what I'm saying. The attack on women. This right here is with this woman right here. She was luring these people, literally luring these people into this man's possession. And they say the things that he has done to them was so it was unhinged. It was crazy. And like they said whatever he wanted, he got. regardless, like she said, when he requests for you to be in that room, you had to go back in that room. But yet and still, they did very little coverage on this story. Wake up, people. Hey, it's a rocking. Thank you, Queen. I don't know. I don't get it. Everybody know me and that dude is cool. Cool and everything else, cool as fuck. So I don't know. Some of the things you have to sit back and pay attention to some of the words that people say in the whole nine, and like, um, um, the man in Houston and everything else. Those I always give everybody respect. I don't even say their names in the whole nine. Not unless I like you, but some of the words and everything, just listen to the words. Sometimes you can just sit back instead of just only seeing, just sit back and what they expect you to do. Barely even on here. Yeah, I'm gonna be on here a lot more, Queen Keith. I'm gonna be on here a lot more because the awareness is we as black men and whatever race you are, we as men, period, and everything, we just lost total focus as far as like, I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. The attack on women and everything else, and everybody is sitting back accepting this, man. This is women is disappearing, and there's no conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, you'll see somebody blog on it and everything else about this one individual, 26 years old and the whole nine, disappeared off the face of the earth. Just completely, and nobody is talking about the disappearance of these young, middle-aged. It don't matter what. Just nobody is caring anymore. That's crazy to me. Hey, no way. I don't know where you're coming from. That's for another platform. Um, I'm on something totally different. I refuse to let anyone sit back and deter me from that. But um, like I said, it's you have to be like tunnel vision with what you want, your focus, and everything. It's so easy for somebody to try to get you off your square, and Dad didn't even ETV. And the funny part about that, no way, is a couple of people, Red Bunny and everything else, came into. I came in. I forgot who chat that was, Angie or somebody, and they were making fun as far as like it's T Baby at your house, and I thought it was quite funny, but um, it's crazy. It's crazy. So just watch your surroundings, queens. Please. I'm a continue to try to just see what I can find on, because there's no talk on this Maxwell, and for that reporter to stand there and say this is the biggest story of the century, the biggest trial of the century, and like I said, there was very little news media on this. But once again, I can tell you every single little bit of thing about R. Kelly, all the things that he was trying to do, attempted to do in court, fighting for his life, who was some of the key players and everything else. Everybody was sitting back exposing each other, doxing each other, sitting we done seen a man lose his place where he lived, lose his job. Um, I mean, well-being checks in the whole nine. For what? Why are we sitting back so easily to destroy each other just because we disagree on something? I don't get it. I don't get how we are so easily. It's easy for us. It's almost like don't and please, Rockin' and Queen Keisha and the whole nine. Please don't take this the wrong way. Miss April Shaw was everybody up in the chat and may see this later on, but it's almost like we are trained, literally trained to destroy each other. I tried. I mean, it was so much tear downs in the whole nine as far as like people was tearing each other down in this R. Kelly sector that um it was hurtful. It was hurtful. I was trying to sit back and push out and show everybody that I can go to everybody's panel channel and everything else. Even YTF. I think in the beginning when the man in Houston was in his car and he was crying and everything else, and Angelo wanted to, send him some money. And I went over there and I sat back and said, "Hey man, Angelo need for you to, is about to need for you to talk to him because he's about to send you a cash app." And they just warned me. They said, "Okay, Hot Rod, you've been warned." I said, "No, I'm trying to sit back and help the brother." Angelo said he wanted to send him some money, and they didn't block me or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I did my due diligence and sat back and left. Okay, so hold on, let me bring this back down right quick. Sorry about that. Well, you had some, and you still do. You have some, and this is me on my channel and the whole nine. You got some real R. Kelly supporters out there. Some real R. Kelly supporters out there, and then you have the ones that's out for gain, the ones that's sitting back pushing out this narrative that they only out here for um um they abusing they cash apping off this man's name. These are the people that's orchestrated it out. They pushing it out there, saying they only using R. Kelly like that. Everybody else is using them for gain of financial gain. And I'm like, damn, but you doing the same thing. I mean, you the one doing it. Think about the woman that sat back and bonded him out at the very, 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 very beginning in Blue Island, right back here in Blue Island, and you ain't heard nothing else from her. But I guarantee you, she still supported Robert Sylvester Kelly. They sit back and watch and laugh at us. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I guarantee you, some of the stuff that was being said, some of the all of the lies that was being said, the prosecutors were sitting back just laughing because they watching. They watching. That's how they was able to sit back and confirm and even brought up the man in Houston channel in the paperwork, and Doug Anton and the whole nine. They're watching. If you don't think these people is watching in the whole nine, y'all crazy. They're watching. Stop tearing each other down. Everybody has a right to agree or disagree on a topic. I'm not with all of that jaw boxing and everything else going back and forth and yada yada yada. When I see you, I'm gonna do this. We ain't seen shit. We ain't seen nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna talk to me about something productive. Talk to me about you doing something productive with your life. All this other stuff is beating. I mean, what? I mean, come on. Hold on, I'm just reading some of y'all comments. Hey, man, it's pretty, it's pretty sad that I mean, you got to understand. You got to understand and see. This is and R. Kelly, in my eyes, on my platform, to me, is still continuing to play this game. He's playing a game. Had he not been playing this game during his trial, um, I think that he would have got lesser years. If he would have showed any emotions of being remorseful, and everything else of the things that he was being accused of, I think that he would have got lesser years. Um, I thought Joy was at home, and come to find out, Joy is not at home, and it was something else. Oh, the whole lawsuit, of for the suicide watch that he want to sue the BOP and everything else. They to be honest with you, that's normally what happens when you go from a person who's never been sentenced or in jail, and especially he was he is a famous singer and everything else. He went from having everything in the world to this right here. Of course the BOP is going to sit back and put him on suicide watch. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Here go a man who had everything. I'm talking about his lie at the very, 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 very beginning was that he had plans on going to he had planned events going to Dubai. Everybody knows that once you get over there, you're restricted. You can't. I mean, the United States can't touch you. But I pay attention. I pay attention to everything that was involved in this whole entire R. Kelly sector. I paid attention to um, most of the bloggers and everything else, and I seen so many people that was supporting him, that did him so wrong, Everything that this man was being accused of, um, um, these people out here was doing it to each other when they disagree with you, as far as looking up your information, threatening you in the whole nine, finding out where you live, finding out where you work at. And he's being it just amazes me that all the things that he's been accused of this racketeering, these are, it made him seem like he was a mob boss, because and I know that everything that the government was trying to stick everything to him. So an R. Kelly supporter could have done anything and they would have attached it to him. When Debo got arrested, they sat back and attached that to, they said, once they said this is a R. Kelly supporter or fan or something like that, they attached that whole thing to, and I mean, when they sat back and seen that, hold on, I'm gonna give y'all another, when Don, let me see, who was that? Doug Anton was on, that I know of, 2 different platforms. And the government could have, the prosecutors could have came in and shut it down real fast, but they sat back and they watched. And they was watching for what they were saying when Dana fuck, I'm gonna say it, DJ Tyson, when Dana and DJ Tyson was arguing and everything else, Doug came in the middle and was trying to rectify the whole situation. And I'm looking like, this cannot be real. This cannot be real. That this man is fighting for his life, and this is a lawyer that's trying to rectify the differences between 2 bloggers. That's supposed to be fighting for the same thing. It didn't make sense to me. Everything that you guys were saying in the chat and the whole 9, they was watching. They was watching, and all I seen to me was destruction. It was destruction towards each other. And sometimes I'm just one of those people, man, that I throw my hands up and say, you know what, let me just walk away from this and let me put my focus on what I'm trying to achieve for myself, because I was losing sleep trying to keep up with this and keep up with my own personal life. So never lose focus on bettering yourself. It's going to be a lot of distractions and everything else. Like I told you yesterday, you can never, ever, ever lose a friend. I'm going to repeat that one more time now, because this is powerful. You can never lose a friend, but you'll always gain an enemy. Okay, you ready for me? All right. So on that note, everybody, you know what I'm saying, I'm about to go ahead and get started and finally do some work and everything else. I may go live tonight, if I feel like in the whole 9, but just keep in mind, you can never lose a friend. A friend is always going to be there through thick and thin. But it's so easy for you to gain an enemy. Hot Rod, love you, and I'm out.